All right, we're live again. Welcome back to another episode of Composites Weekly. Day 2 at CAMX. Traffic is starting to pick up. Now it's about 10 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock. So it looks shows really picked up on the floor. I'm happy to have Lucas Janssen. He is the CEO of a company called CEAD. CEAD is a technology supplier of 3D printing equipment and a pioneer on the frontier of large-scale composite additive manufacturing. They supply a total package when it comes to 3D printing solutions and offer the latest innovative technology, assistance with installation, training, maintenance, and support. So they will help you pretty much from start to finish with your production process. Lucas, thanks for joining me on the show.
Yeah,
appreciate
very
you.
glad to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. CEO, by the way, I was talking before the company. You're 32 years old, so very impressive. You know, you're the CEO of the company. You can find them over at booth F15 and their website over at seedgroup.com. I tell you what, let's start with yourself, Lucas. Tell us a little bit about your background. You're from the Netherlands?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, grew up in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Was born there as well, and I went to school at the Technical University of Delft, studying industrial design engineering. And quite early on, really got caught by 3D printing. Same applies to the other founder of the company.
Right.
And we were first very busy with making smaller scale 3D printers, really fresh out of college.
Yeah.
And later we decided to really focus on more the business to business domain, which is what we really love to do because it allows us to basically engage in these long-term relationships with our customers. And we basically see our customers as partners. And I think from the flyer,
for sure,
you get that right. It's we love to focus on the machines. We like to build shiny and cool machines, but we recognize that it's so much more about the implementation of the process to make it a success. So,
well, the training, obviously it's from start to finish. It's not just supplying the equipment, but being able to train the people on how to use it, and even the software. You guys do the software as well. So it's kind of like the one-stop shop, where you can find everything.
And also there we work again with partners to make sure that our customers get the best solution out there.
So you're based out of, your company's based at headquartered?
In Delft in the Netherlands, close to the Technical University to find talent, but we're also expanding globally. So we have offices in France and in Germany, and now also in the US.
All right. Tell us about some recent, some of your recent technology, and maybe some recent customers you've worked with and some applications.
I'll gladly do that. I love talking about that
absolutely.
Actually. And I think one of the nice things about this technology is that you can use it for quite a broad range of applications. And we've, especially here on the show as well, we see a lot of autoclave tooling applications and other tooling applications, and that is for sure a very promising application that we also do a lot with. We do a lot with robotics, as you know, and there we combine additive and subtractive with those robotic systems, and that works wonders for all of these tooling applications. But we see that there are applications beyond that as well, moving more towards end-use parts, which can be structural or non-structural, in markets such as automotive and in the maritime sector, for example. So some
is
of
that
the
an example of a
I just brought so you can see how it builds up basically. And but last year, for example, we did some very cool projects. We did one project for a renowned automotive company, BMW. They have a machine of us in their additive campus in Munich, and they're really focused on end-use parts, of course. The same applies for a company that is in the maritime domain. They're called Alcir Marine, and they have our largest FlexBot system yet, which is 2 robotic systems on rails of 40 meters in length, that are going to produce boats, hulls directly, but also accessories and parts for boats. And they're taking very cool steps lately in producing bigger and bigger boat hulls directly from that system.
That's pretty incredible. your website, Seed Grip. I should have pulled up your website to begin with, because I'm sure people could see some examples of the technology. Maybe I'll have a chance here in a second to run that through and pull it up. That's incredible from start to finish. So specific industries that you've, how do you get into automotive? I mean, from a company, you guys started in 2014.
Yeah.
What is that like in getting involved in the automotive? A company like yourself, a company like BMW, what is the process? Is it a lengthy? I know there's a lot of approvals that approval process can be pretty lengthy.
Yeah, for sure.
How does that relationship start, and how long does it take to build a relationship and make inroads into that industry?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, and I think every market is different in that way. But every market is difficult to,
for sure,
enter, right? And especially if you're not already like a familiar face in that specific market. And for BMW specifically, they're very, very much a company that's innovating a lot when it comes to additive manufacturing. They have a lot of other additive systems out there as well, so they're really pushing the envelope. So I think it's partly also because they're really pushing the envelope and trying to find like the best suppliers with new technologies to work with. And we always focus on the close collaboration, right? So I mean, if it's a new technology and maybe the technology cannot give the, let's say, the confidence by itself, it's also about like how to implement it, and that you know that the team is there to make sure that it's a success.
What about some of the materials for printing? Is there a specific source that you use on the materials, or do you make those in house?
We do partner a lot with materials. And so good examples of that are, for example, AirTech, that we work with a lot. But there are others too. And one thing that sets us apart is that we have developed quite a broad range of extruders, which are essentially the printing heads that process the materials.
Right.
We have a wide range from smaller extruders to do more detailed work for automotive, for example, whereas we have the larger extruders to do like the big stuff for maritime or buildings. And because we focus so much on the development of these extruders as well, we really understand how the process works, and therefore we can really work together with those material suppliers as partners. And we try to focus to have these extruders capable of running all the different thermoplastic materials, because we recognize that if you're delivering to this wide range of industries, then you need to be able to process the specific materials they require, right?
Yeah, you got to be customizable, right? In so many ways. But give us some dimensions and some of your largest, what's your largest printer, and kind of give us the capabilities of that.
I think with our technology, it starts roughly at 2 meters by 1 meter.
Okay.
Sorry for the metric system, by the way, but we can do that. I think that's 3 feet by 6 feet, if I'm saying it correctly. And then we go up to sizes. Well, the largest one we installed is the 40-meter long one. So that's 120 feet, I think. And that one is like a printable width of 4 meters, so that's like 12 feet.
Right.
And that's obviously very focused around like maritime parts, big maritime parts.
Sure.
But what is very nice about the technology and also how we bring it to the market is that our systems are very scalable. So it's a modular approach. Right. We have a robotic arm, but this robotic arm, you can put it on a pedestal or on like just on the ground, or you can put it on a rail to extend its reach, for example.
Oh, okay.
So, and with this broader portfolio of different size extruders, it allows us to basically scale those machines with the customer's demand. So it's not unheard of that you start small and you start with let's say the easy parts, and as the applications progress and the market acceptance increases, then you can scale up that solution. So we've updated or upgraded systems before where you add a track later or these kind of things to make sure that technology is still relevant and that it scales with the customer.
Tell us a little more about your training. I'm sure that listeners that people that have an interest obviously would want to know, okay, what does the training involve and to what degree? And if I'm a company here in the States, what would that look like?
Yeah, that's a very important one, of course. So the training, we typically see it as something that we do when the machine is about to be installed or after the machine is installed. but we actually have sort of training programs that we do even before the machine is sold.
Okay.
And we call those the pilot projects, which is where we engage together with the customer to assess the commercial and the technical feasibility of a use case. And we've done quite a lot of those projects. So we can quite quickly iterate with the customer in like a small project to see what are the cost benefits, what are lead time benefits, what kind of material would be a good fit. Does it have like the chemical resistance or the performance that it requires? And that is already a training program in itself, because the engineers from the customer are already like into the project, right? And they're learning by doing. So if you look at the whole customer journey, it starts quite early on with those pilot projects. It ends with the official training that comes with the machine. So there's always a training program, quite an elaborate one, to make sure that everybody is up to speed, and it focuses on the designers, it focuses on the operators, on all the different functionalities or capabilities. But we have quite a big customer support team, both in Europe as well as in the US, that is helping customers on a daily basis. So even after the training, we still stay in touch, not only for like something breaking on the machine or some maintenance or wear and tear parts, but more specifically about like how to use the machine, what kind of new materials are out there, things like that. And we actively share how to use new materials as well with our customers.
Okay, that's fantastic. So they always have the support.
Yeah, it's the most important thing. Yeah,
for sure. Fantastic. Well, I did pull the website up, CEAD Group. Our listeners can see that over at CEADgroup.com. Lucas, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming by and spending some time. Anything else you want to share before we wrap up? What's your impression? I mean, good show for you?
Yeah, it's a good show so far. It's the first time we're exhibiting in the US, so we're very excited about that, of course. And
over at F15, what can our listeners, people that venture over to the booth, what would they find? What kind of, I mean, you've brought some information over. I'm sure you got people over there that'll help them answer their questions.
Yeah. For sure,
demonstrations or anything like that.
Yeah, we have some big examples, right? It's about larger parts. Anyhow,
sure.
We have an autoclave tool for a car door, where we also have like the car door part itself. So that really shows the process, and we have a video that shows how that whole process is being done. And we have an end use part, which is a table, which is very neatly printed and also shows like what kind of end use parts you can go to. Unfortunately, we're not printing live. We didn't bring a machine. We typically do that, at least in Europe. We bring it to the Formnext and the JEC.
All right.
But we're hoping to bring one next year to the ChemX. But next week, the Formnext for like 3D printing is there, and then we'll be printing live. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Any plans for building something large scale with your technology? I mean, large printers. There's no house or anything like that on the horizon, right?
Yeah, we there are definitely some of our customers that are very close to printing houses or backyard studios and things like that. I'm sure they'll disclose some stuff in the near future.
All right, very cool. Lucas, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming by. Again, Lucas Janssen, CEO of CEAD. Find him at booth 15. That's at CEADgroup.com. Thanks
a pleasure.
Yep,
thanks.
Absolutely.